In today's news, Dan thinks he's pregnant.
My stomach.
The
pains.
heart-shaped pretzel.
Who is the dad? Stay tuned.
It's for you, honey.
Alright guys, welcome to episode 49.
Okay,
really, you're killing me with that back right now.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 49 of On Target Talks. You couldn't tell from the title. Today we're going to be talking about like different camouflages, and for once, it's going to be James and Dan doing much of the talking because I really don't know jack shit about camouflage.
And monetization ruined.
Yeah.
That was a record. You swore in like 10 seconds.
I don't know if that's a record. No, probably.
Maybe I just don't know a guy named Jack Shit.
Yeah.
We just need to start the podcast. Just fuck! Just scream it.
Well, that was really good.
Yeah, now it really ruined it.
That definitely.
But before that, as promised last week, we have some exciting news for you. As of this moment,
It's really happening, boys.
memberships are officially live on Facebook.
Fresh out the
On by
oven.
Facebook, I mean our website.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot to talk about with this, but I'll go through some of the details. So, do we want to talk about benefits first or prices first?
Let's do benefits first.
All right. So, as for a while, we've had our Frago packs. You can still only purchase those in store. We don't offer those on our website. And Frago packs just give you obviously a limited number of regular entries or rental entries if you buy the special, well, the rental one. I believe it's what, 5 entries?
5 entries.
Yep.
So no advantages of those other than that you get a bit of a discount by buying them in bulk. Then we have our, if you pay for a single month of membership, with that you get unlimited entries within that month. You come every single day we have gaming. Totally fine. There's both a regular and a rental option.
Yes.
Then if you buy either anywhere from a 3, you can buy a 3, a 6, or a 12-month membership. They also give you we're going to do like a rules video pass kind of thing. Have we decided between it being a week or a month yet?
For the
Rules video pass?
I don't think that's been finalized yet now.
So we'll probably go to a week for now.
Yeah.
So we obviously, every time you come into play, you don't want to watch the rules video. We know, trust me. So we're going to throw it on your account, and you only have to watch it once a week. So if you come in and watch it on Friday, it's going to be like once a weekend, to be clear.
Yeah.
So if you come and watch it on Friday, you don't have to watch it Saturday or Sunday. That might be extended to a month in the future. We just have to talk to insurance and peoples. And
The powers that be.
The powers that be.
Yeah.
And yeah, but and then the best deal of them all, both in price and benefits, is an EFT membership. And what that means, you basically subscribe on PayPal, and it'll take the membership fee out of your PayPal account, whatever that's connected to, bank account, credit card, whatever, Bitcoin, I don't know. It'll take that out every month on the same date that you started the membership, and that gives you the unlimited entry. It gives you the rules pass, but it also gives you entry to our special events. So you'll know in the past our Frago packs didn't get you event entries. This does, so you don't have to pay extra for an event or anything like
dang.
that. And honestly, one of the best things is, I'm sure we've all had friends that are like, Airsoft sounds cool, but $45 is a lot of money to try something that I might not like. Well,
a lot.
Matt Cheddar.
I don't blame them. I probably wouldn't. Once a month, you can bring one person a month if they've never been here before, and that's the big thing. So we can't have a waiver on file for them or anything like that. If they've never been here before, you can bring them, and they get free rental and free admission for the day. They still only get 1,000 rounds of ammo. They have to buy more ammo than that, but nonetheless, they get free entry and admission to the field all day. So you can bring that friend along that you've always wanted to try and show Airsoft free of charge. And then hopefully he gets hooked on it and buys lots of stuff.
That's the plan, man.
I guess.
So here this kind of explains the EFT memberships, compared to the one-time memberships, and some of the advantages that come with it. And here's the prices, as I know we couldn't discuss it last time we talked about this, but I'm sure you guys want to know now. So honestly, this is the deal of the century. The EFT membership, the automatic fund transfer, it's $60 a month. And like I said, you just subscribe to it right on PayPal. And that's something else worth noting is that this is all through PayPal. We don't ever have your credit card info or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about our security or anything like that.
There's secure servers, like it makes life easier for all of us, yeah.
So you can already trust it. It's not some sketchy website you're signing up for.
I'm good.
Or anything like that. It's all right through PayPal. If you don't have a PayPal account, you can actually just put in your credit card info and it does the same thing. But like I said, it's $60 a month. Just takes it right out of your PayPal account, or $90 if you need a rental. But I mean, if you're buying EFT, you probably want to buy a gun too. Honest, that $30 adds up quick.
Yep.
There is worth noting that with EFT, there is a $35 activation fee the first time you come in. And that's just, so you'll pay your $60 monthly admission, and then the first time you come in, it'll be $35, a little more than a regular day's admission. And that's just so we don't have people that are like, I'm gonna sign up for EFT and then cancel at the end of the month. And then sign up the next time when they come, and then cancel,
Yeah.
Keeps things reasonable for everybody. There's also a little bit of record keeping that happens when you sign up on our end, but.
A lot of record keeping actually.
Yeah.
The whole Excel spreadsheet.
But moving away from EFT, if you don't feel comfortable with the whole subscription thing, or you don't come here enough to really make it worthwhile, if you buy just a single month, it's $85. So if you come any more than 3 times, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or if you 3 months is $225. Averages out, so obviously it's less than 3 times 1 month. 6 months is $400, which is less than twice 3 months, and then a whole year is $750, which is obviously less than the 6 month, or less than double the 6 month. And you can see the rental rates right here: $1,100, $600, $325, $125, respectively.
Yep.
Honestly, it's a hard to beat deal. If you guys have any opinions, throw it in the comments below. I don't know if there's anyone active yet.
Actually, well, Alex asked how does the rules video pass work. So how it's basically going to work is you show up, and then if you are an EFT member, it'll show that on our account. Excuse me, on your
or a membership in general.
Yes, yeah. If you have a membership in general, it'll show up on your account, and we'll make a note of it that you have watched.
We'll stamp your armband up at the front counter.
Exactly, yeah. And we'll just check that, and all you have to do is come in the next day and say, I was here yesterday, we check your account, you're good, and you saved, what is it, 7-minute video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saved 7 minutes. That's like literally getting everything set up.
And since we only run the rules video during games, they basically get you 1 extra game.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You can play that game that you'd usually have to watch the rules video for.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No. Any other questions before we move on?
None. I mean, I'm sure Facebook has questions, but they're not loading because Facebook is red. Let me see if I can refresh the page. And there are now 0 comments. Okay, we're still good.
Alright, cool. So, moving on. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, I know there's a bit of a stream delay, or if you're catching up, if you guys have any questions about memberships being live, please leave them in the chat. So this is kind of a soft live, as you'll see the tab just appeared on our website. There's no main links on the homepage yet. Those will all be going up probably tomorrow. We'll be making announcements on Facebook, on Facebook, on Instagram, and all on probably on YouTube if you want. That'd be a good video.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So yeah, but like I said, if you want to get on board, it's now ready to save yourselves lots of money. But moving
Worth
on.
it.
Speaking of free event entry, if you instead of paying $30 to pre-register, you can pay $60 and then pre-register for free.
Whoa!
Which actually that's worth noting. If you want to pre-register for an event, call up the store or email us your details and say
Stick you right on the list.
and we'll add you to the pre-registration list.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's all it takes.
That's super easy.
So
That's so worth it.
yeah, unfortunately we can't have a separate button on here that says like
Says,
I'm a
yeah.
member, because it just
That's very complex.
Buttons don't work.
things would people would just say they remember when they're not, and it just.
Yeah, we would have to check it.
So like I said, all you do is gotta call us or even just throw us an email. It says, here's my details, I'm signing up for the event, I'm a member, you're all set.
Yeah.
And I assume if you're a member, you're probably coming here frequently, and you can just tell us in the store too. So.
Yeah.
But either way, On February 11th, it's another Sunday event like we've been doing lately. We have our D-Day at Extreme Airsoft. So, obviously, this is going to be, I don't want to use the word reenactment. It's based around D-Day. The storyline's worked out around D-Day. We're staying away from like heavy reenactment or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a heavily milsim themed event. We're gonna highly request camo color for each side. Again, not required, but we highly request it. Dress up for it, and it's gonna have much harder missions, much longer missions. Each mission's probably gonna be over half an hour. Or at least half an hour, I should say. Really intense gameplay. And honestly, we haven't done a really heavy milsim event in a little while, so if you're looking forward to that, definitely jump on board. And not having my smartwatch right now is ruining me.
Oh.
I keep looking at my digital watch. But do you want to give a little more details about the D-Day event?
Yes. Okay, so I don't remember what we had for. So we have 4 teams. You have pretty much the Allies and the Axis powers. The Allies, the USA. You can be the US, which is the 1st Infantry Division. So it's the big red one. So they played a big part throughout the entire war. They were there for Africa, Italy. They were there for all the big ones. So they made it in Normandy. Was it 3rd Infantry Division?
The British. Yep, the British 3rd Infantry Division. They are the Triforce. They have
their insignia is a Triforce. It's black and red, so it's pretty sweet. And then for the Axis powers, it's 2 German teams. It's the 7th Panzer Division.
Nope.
7th Army.
Yes, 7th Army and
You guys have
and
been
then
real
it's the SS
specific.
Panzer Division.
and the 5th Panzer Army.
5th Panzer.
You guys have been super specific. With
Yes,
this
because
stuff.
those were actual forces that were
I
present.
know, I like
at
it.
the D-Day.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that
So-
better than just allies versus
Yeah,
bad guys.
So the 7th Army was.
down.
Oh yeah.
7th
Yeah.
Army was.
I got that.
The 7th Army was primarily the.
Allies.
They were the initial force that was at Omaha Beach. They were the first there, and then actually the Panzer group ended up acting as a relief. And then I think, in the context of the world, I think it was the Panzer group that fell into the Falaise Gap, and it was crazy. Falaise Gap was pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it was just interesting. The Germans were trying to break out. They tried, and the Polish and the British were like, nah.
Hi, Bob. I see you are joined the live stream.
It's going to be interesting. We're going to be having a lot of cool stuff. So hopefully we'll do some behind enemy line stuff, like maybe the airborne. It's just a bunch of cool stuff.
that'd be a really
That'd be
cool mission.
cool.
Like where you
Like-
start in the United States, maybe in like the center of the map, the center of the field, and they have to go do stuff like based on that.
Yeah, and then some like
Pretty interesting.
limited ammo capacities. Like they can't carry a lot on them. They're lightweight behind enemy lines. So getting to them and supporting them, a bunch of stuff, supporting the French resistance as the British very often did. They worked a lot with them throughout the entire campaign. So very interesting.
And World War II is my favorite war. I have a lot of friends that like the Vietnam War, but honestly, World War II just a
World War II is just good. I don't know. I loved World War II. Like I used to back a long time ago. I used to do like I'd write like mini World War II stories. Like I loved World War II. I read a bunch of books. World War II was my jam.
Nice.
So it's muy fun.
Right. And actually, me and Dan will be working together to write this event. So I haven't written an event in actually a good amount of time. So it should be some fun. It's also my last 2 weeks reffing here again. So my little I'll still be here on the podcast. Don't you worry. But my little bit of reffing and running gaming is coming to an end once again, unfortunately. But
this time for real.
we'll see.
We'll see. At this point, you can't say yes
I
anymore.
can't say yes or no at this point. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the changes that have been made over the last 3 months to kind of bring a little more
And we'll
energy.
continue to enjoy them after you are gone.
Yes, they're permanent changes, not just 3
Yes.
months changes.
Hey, James Dambeck is watching the live stream.
Oh, weird.
That's crazy.
I should be working.
And
So-
so is my
So
girlfriend.
finally, this is speaking of changes, is we are considering some changes for the pistol shotgun night. So there's a pretty steady turnout for pistol shotgun night. It's pretty fun. It's a good time. But as we've discussed in past streams, it seems a lot of people are into the gas pullback scene, but don't invest in rifles and don't really bring out rifles to play with because there's no good forum for it.
Yeah.
So we're putting a poll out there, seeing, personally, I really like the idea of including gas pullback rifles in with pistol shotgun night. That's the same kind of limited ammo, close engagement, you know, very realistic gameplay. But there'll be some heavy restrictions on the rifles. No HPA tapped magazines, no Daytona guns,
No Tippmans.
no Polar Stars, no Tippmans, nothing that runs on an air tank. Gas and mag only, limited capacity magazines. I know WE has that high cap where you plug in like an HPA line. We're going to be very strict about the no loopholes here. Even if we're not specifically talking about that, if you know you're trying to exploit a loophole, we're just going to say, no, you can't play with it. Like,
yeah.
Too bad.
No, you can't play with us. Sit in the corner.
So honestly, please go over to Facebook. This is a pinned post at the top of our page, and vote on this. And
what about Tippins going off CO2 in the mag?
No, because they are still well
They're still
beyond
80 round mags.
Yeah, they're still well beyond realistic mag capacity. So the idea is for rifles, really 40 rounds or less. Like LM4s, I think are 40 rounds out of the box, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
on the record, I am against this.
And on the record, me and Dan disagree with him.
I think that it would be because I mean it's like this. It's not.
It's pistol shotgun then.
That's true, but it's also not really much of like having a gas pullback rifle is not much of an advantage. Like now, when you add the rifle, now you have this big bulky. Like it's not necessarily big, but you're not going to move around as quickly. Right. But we also made the argument that if you have a scatter gun, you're already going to be able to instantly put out more fire.
Right.
Like or any tri-shot shotgun, you'll be able to put out rounds faster. 3 shots or 6 shots at once.
Yeah, exactly.
Is going to outbeat somebody with a gas pullback rifle.
A change that would also come with this, if you're someone who got an MP7 or an MP9 or any kind of machine pistol like that, or even a UMP, and you've been told, oh, you have to use it with the stock collapsed or the stock folded, you're now allowed to use it like the gun it was designed to be used.
No, bro, we're playing ATF rules here.
Oh, yeah. But like I said, please go vote on this and give us your opinion. We do go off these polls. What's up?
Chris, Twitch just joined. It was like, just joined to say Pencott is best camo.
I saw that, I said, but bro, Swedish 90s where it's at.
We'll get into the camo chat in just a moment. What else was I was going to say one more thing. I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, we do go out of these polls, so we really,
we do rely on.
We really do rely on things. And oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you have a comment to add about this or anything you'd like to throw in chat, please do. I would be very much so not against having a little bit of discussion about this possible change, or if you have other possible changes you'd like to see in pistol shotgun.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool to have a conversation.
What was that?
It's always interesting to talk about.
Let me just check the comments. What teams are there? And what are the camo requirements for D-Day? That's a good question.
We haven't figured that out yet. Specifically.
You can't play the Germans unless you have a Nazi symbol on you.
Change.
No.
What the
That is wrong.
Sharpie on your cheek.
So, but in all seriousness, camo requirements will probably be a basis of like tan-ish versus green-ish.
Pretty much.
It's probably gonna be like, what would you say? Tan and
I'd probably say
tan green versus green and black.
Tan versus green and black, yeah.
I'd like to give tan something extra though, like green and black tan. Usually it's like tan and something, green and civilian, and black and civilian.
Yeah, tan and
we'll figure it out. We'll be posting that very
other
shortly.
Camo, other various.
We should post that tomorrow though, because depending on what team we sign up for, you know.
We'll figure that out in ASAP Rocky for you.
Obviously, we're still just starting off this event. That does remind me though, is one cool thing about this event is hopefully we're gonna have a couple Rycons Rycon guys on the field representing NPCs like
civilian population,
civilians, other possible entities that are like against you or with you.
Yeah, some dude might be up at it, want to be. He's like, I want to be on the good side of those Nazis there. So
Right.
Maybe some call-outs or something.
You might have somebody that's like, hey, come into this building. You can hide from the other team, and then drops a grenade on you.
Bam, 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 bam. You don't know.
So, like I said,
That's cool.
adding a little bit element of that.
So,
How many of you shoot real steel? I think we've all shot real steel.
We have.
Your boy.
No. Alright, but do we want to get on to the actual conversation of today?
The guy in a black shirt is a cutie.
said, I know, stop it. My girlfriend's trying to very cute.
And all red.
Just pistol shotgun, just say pistol shotgun night and adult night. Just throw out the dates for those.
Oh, yeah. What are the dates?
So, the 19th this month, pistol shotgun night. So, pistols and shotguns only. We don't have rentals. $15, 5 to 9. Depending on how the vote goes, if it goes in favor of gas blowback rifles, we will add that to the group, and then we'll see how that goes. And if it's something that we find is not disruptive, then we'll keep it. If so, might not. We'll see what happens. And then adult night is the 20th, which means that gaming is from 6 p.m. to midnight. So how that works, right? I was like, dang. So how that works is regular gaming is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's still $25 a play, just 1 hour less than it is on a Sunday normally. But from 6 p.m. to midnight is 18 plus only, 400 FPS, no safety kills, realistic lighting, sounds, whatever you guys want for music. There's a lot more leeway that you kind of have, real pyro, whatever you kind of want to use. And that's $20 for admission from 6 to midnight. And if you play the whole day, 11 a.m. to midnight, it's 13 hours of airsoft for
and
35.
3,000 calories.
Yes, yes, and food.
Or 3,000 calories.
$35. It's processing. It's $35, so that's pretty much $10 on top of the admission you already pay for 4
We
extra
do have
hours.
a midnight snack, lunch thing, food.
We do food all times. So we'll do lunch, a dinner, and a late dinner.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
late.
telling you, we should call it midnight snack. And
We'll call it
have it
midnight
at like 10 o'clock at night.
That's opportunities here.
Advertising.
Would you like a midnight
But-
snack, sir?
Right. But let's start off with the camera discussion, and I'll let James take the lead on this because he knows much better than I.
Okay, so camouflage. Geez, you're just taking all my snacks.
Yeah.
I'll give you some of your quarters back after.
Yeah, okay, you still have them? Alright, I'm going to finish showing my piece of beef jerky. Chef Craig's found at Extreme Airsoft. Right, but really,
We're not sponsored
we're not, but Chef
Yet.
Craig's is lit.
yet.
Chef Craig's is lit though.
Someone
but-
sponsor us.
So, camouflage is very interesting. We obviously see it in many regions of the world. In different countries produce different kinds of camouflages, whether it be just, like their digital pattern is something you will see obviously in the last 10 years or so that's really taken off, starting with the horrid UCP, worn by the United States military for quite some time, varying between branch and branch. Like I think like MARPAD's been around a while. MARPAD is basically woodland UCP, let's see, and then also as Navy has NWU Type 2, I believe is their blue camo,
yeah.
and now you're going to see NWU Type 3, otherwise known as AOR 2,
Which is so
as
much
well
better.
as AOR 1. Yes. So one thing I would like to interject, and I'm sure a lot of you, a lot of you sailors out there, probably would agree with this, is that why did the United States Navy decide to choose a blue pattern for their sailors?
Yeah.
You're full of the water, and you're camouflaged with the water. Sorry, I get really excited when I talk about this, but it's insane.
I know, it made no sense to me. Like the one time you want to get seen, you're camouflaged.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, I tried to look for a good justification for it.
And there was none.
Like, I couldn't find one.
And so here's another question that I can broadcast to the internet as well as you guys is: do you think that the digital style pattern is more form or function? Like, do you think it's
I don't
more
think it
of a
works as
fashion
well.
thing?
I don't think it. Okay, so here, to be fair, I think here's a genuine reason for the digital style. Is the technology for dyeing fabrics has advanced over the last 50 years a little bit. So I think the woodland pattern with such direct like color variation, you know, it'd be like brown, green, was easier to spot because it was such a fine line between colors. And so I think digital was a way to kind of try and trick the brain while still having very crisp edges.
Yeah.
But nowadays you can have cameras that blend between different colors very smoothly, very nicely. So I think digital is almost in a way going out of, or becoming obsolete.
Yeah.
Because I think it was very, very easy and cheap to produce while still offering to the mind the same thing that blended colors do. Because honestly, blended colors obviously work better than anything else.
Anything that's clearly defined by any means, absolutely.
Because at any distance, your eyes aren't going to see that brown leaf with the bright green black background. Blah, 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 blah. Your brain tends to kind of mush everything together.
I would agree. Oh, I meant to minimize my screen or my Chrome window, and I closed all of 13 tabs that I had open.
Well,
Wow,
good thing it's Chrome.
And you can just open all 13 tabs. Yep, that's just what I just did. I am back online, baby. Anyway,
Cool story, bro.
yeah, very cool story. So, arguably, what would you guys say is the most effective camo? And I want to say multicam. I know that in Airsoft, multicam has absolutely become a fad. It is just worn
Well,
by...
that's because it's so accessible and cheap. Like,
Well, yeah,
that's why
I would
people
agree.
rocked the UCP for so long. Is just because they were just like, it's what the army used, so they had so much surplus of it. So now it's like, I mean, even the multicam, like, it's still really accessible. You can get some super cheap multicam for like nothing.
So it's funny because they still have the, what do you call it, copyright and licensing on it. So like,
precision?
no, well, the multicam itself, yeah, it's like you go and buy a green dump pouch, and it's $10. You buy a multicam dump pouch, it's the exact same thing, and it's $13.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like, come on.
Yeah, like those Condor gunner plane carriers, those retail at, they're like $59.99, $69.99.
Something like that.
The legit multicam's $109.99.
So,
No lie.
then
It's wrong. That's
it's
crazy.
where you have like, UK Arms comes in and they make their like,
Oh god,
Yeah,
Lancer, the
they're
Lancer
multicam.
Tactical, their
Yeah.
Lancer Tactical
The fancy
multicam. Like when somebody has actual multicam, like a
looks so
multicam,
much better.
they have a multicam plate carrier, and then they have the Lancer Tactical multicam, like together. It just gets me so triggered. I'm just like, it's so gross. It's like
start
one of the,
shaking.
it's like somebody that like, I'm gonna call it out right now. Somebody that wears.
Yeah.
Somebody does, just, I don't know, sometimes you can't mix, like camo patterns, just like, when they're too different,
Well,
or they're,
you
that's
missed,
different.
you missed the days of what Fuji used to do. He would have a green vest, a black, like, dump pouch, a tan mag pouch. He, like, mixed all the different colors to turn these solid color vests into, like, a camouflage.
Yeah, well, that's actually what a lot of people will do, is they take their solid colored vest and then
It just,
exactly like that.
It definitely worked, but God, did it look terrible.
It looks horrid, but the whole idea is that you're not to be able to spot at a distance. And so what camouflages do is, obviously this may sound a little obvious to some of you, but when you look at something on a distance, let's say 500 feet, and that's pretty far, but you know, that's generally, if someone's trying to hide from you in a camouflage environment with camouflage on, they're going to want to stay about that far away. So what camouflage is trying to do is they try to trick your brain into thinking that what it's seeing right now blends in with the environment around you. And more specifically, what I mean that is camouflage is, like with multicam, you may notice pictures of multicam. Multicam, in my opinion, is the best camouflage ever created, just because of its versatility. I'm not going to say it's the best.
It's like a jack of all trades master.
Yes. Yeah. It will not work better than you know, like ATAX FG when you're in a very colorful.
Right, but it'll work
lush
with a
area.
desert where ATAX MG you'd be a clown.
Exactly. And so the figures with multicam are that they reduce visibility by 50% in all environments aside from snow. It actually reduces visibility in snowy environments by 20%, which is actually insane because it's white. Literally anything on a white background is going to stand out. So that's pretty good. And so what multicam does is is it has all these blends of colors. It has dark and green and stuff like that. And I invite you guys to go look up on Google. Just type in multicam, and you may see pictures of a guy, maybe like in Afghanistan, where they have kind of like a mud wall behind them. Their camo looks red, and then the next immediate picture over, they're in a lush forest, and the camo is radiant green. And you're thinking, well, how the hell does that work? Like, what is up with that?
And that is why multicam people get shot at by tan team people.
Exactly,
all the time.
and that's why I think multicam is a horrible camo for airsoft, because it is the jack
Same
and
reason
trace.
ATAX FG is.
Yes.
Well, it's the concept of how we visually see it. It's context.
Your brain fills in the gaps.
That's the whole like
Yeah.
blue dress, yellow or blue.
Yes, exactly. It
It's
takes
the
its
dress
surroundings and it fills in the missing data. Your brain does that. So the camouflage, the purpose of that is to trick your brain into filling in the wrong colors or to filling
I
it
think
in.
this is probably the best environment in the world for multicam.
Yes, absolutely. You know, you have like that like kind of greenish, rocky environment.
Yeah.
But you go
So,
to these other pictures and you
this-
obviously will see.
This picture does remind me though, is I think the biggest mistake people do when they're wearing camouflage is they become tree cancer. They do the thing where they stick their head and gun out. And now this person who's looking your direction sees a tumor off the side of the tree.
Yes. Yeah,
In some ways, you're better sticking your whole body out. You might not have the cover, but now you have this more flowing shape.
It's more believable.
It's a more believable shape. So
Yeah.
you might think, oh, he can see more of me, but you're more likely to make that
You're
person
not gonna
not
stick
realize
out.
you're there. Now once he knows you're there, well then yeah, don't stick your whole effing body out. But
Yeah, it just becomes a PUBG thing where you're like, what? Just
Yeah.
smacking
It's
those cute buttons.
It's all about context of the eye. Like
It's
you're
all
gonna-
psychological. I mean,
Like,
camouflage.
have you seen that thing where like it's two? What is it? It's like a trick where it's two blocks that are the same color, right next to each other, but their backgrounds are different colors, so it completely changes the
Mhm.
context of
How your eyes
whatever that
perceive
color
it.
is.
Yep.
So it's super. It's it's fascinating. Just it's context. It's leading. So yeah, dude. Multicam just works really
I'm not
well.
gonna lie, ATAX FG in desert might not be the worst.
Oh, is that what you're looking up right now?
Yeah, this was legit ATAX, not FG, but nonetheless.
Oh, the
you
ATAX,
have
the
it.
ATAX Dark Earth.
ATAX 80.
I like the ATAX Dark Earth looks sweet, but
And,
ATAX FG.
So Chris Fisher brought up a good point. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Is transitional camos such as like AOR2, ATAX, and multicam. They are awful for airsoft.
Because they don't have a defined side.
Exactly. That's why I think AOR1, Woodland.
They're awful because they're awesome.
Exactly, they're awful because they do their job so well that it confuses your average airsofter and he just shoots him. And honestly, like, I can't blame him. When I get shot, when I'm wearing AOR2, I'm like, yeah, I get
Well,
it.
it's funny because I think it was Pat that brought it up, I want to say, saying how if we went back to the days of everyone wearing desert, like old school desert.
Tricolored
No,
disc.
like, you're right, old school, like chocolate chip cookie and
Yep.
woodland.
Tasty.
Like,
That
if
would
you
be
made
so-
it,
that would
if you
make me
made
so
it a
happy.
requirement that those were the two camos you could use, you can get both of them super cheap.
Red versus green, it's the same, it's perfect, you
Red
know?
versus green.
I'm sorry, red versus blue, my bad.
Yeah, but the point is it,
James moment, sorry.
but like when you didn't know Master Chief was an actual designation.
I didn't know that Master Chief was an actual rank. I just thought he was Master Chief, you know?
Just a guy. They call him Master Chief. For no reason. No relation.
But either way,
Master Chiefs.
either way is I would actually love that idea of going back to old school chocolate chip and woodland,
And of course, solid colors.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
I just love when I'm wearing solid color green,
Well, like,
and someone shoots me, I'm like,
Honestly,
dude.
I love when
What?
like one of my favorite things to do when I'm playing on green is I'll wear literally these pants, these BDU pants, and I'll wear a green t-shirt.
You still get friendly fire.
I know.
It will inevitably.
But nonetheless, it's my favorite thing to wear because there's no bulk. This is incredibly comfortable pants. You know, plug for property. I love these. But then just a green t-shirt, it's like great. I mean, I could play green right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As you sit, I could play.
I could also play green right now. Technically.
Yeah, if you're playing at an M Sato event, then that would absolutely work. Or A Epsilon, right? A-E-I-O-U, all that stuff.
No, it would be N. And it wouldn't be A. It would be N.
Sure.
Because
It should,
because it goes. It's before if it's like
Anything
a vowel.
before a vowel.
Skin, my guys.
But if it's like an acronym, you know what I mean?
No, but you would say,
And.
you don't go and scuba diving.
But it was an hour instead of a hour. It's like an hour.
Yeah, but that's because.
Oh yeah, true.
But you're
It's
pronouncing
not
that the H is silent. So it's still a vowel. Like the M in Emsado is not silent.
For those of you with English degrees, please
Correct.
correct us.
True, and you would say,
We don't know what we're
when you're
talking
saying
about.
it, you would go to a milsim event, or you'd go see a dog. Ah, man.
I broke the streams.
Somebody
I
help!
don't know.
I need an adult.
Either way, moving on.
I'm
Point
way
aside.
confused.
Please, someone correct us. At this point, it's gonna tear us apart.
I wanna say it's
Actually,
like-
I want to pull up what I mean by chocolate chip.
Would you go
know what I mean by
to-
chocolate
Yes,
chip?
yeah,
right?
it's a classic DPU uniform.
Actually, I wonder if I can.
No,
look up.
chocolate chip was something more specific. There's tricolor DCU, which is like OG,
And then there's 6 color.
and then there's the
This.
chocolate chip is the 6 color.
I love
But
chocolate.
I thought it's more formally called DPU.
It might be, but everyone in the world calls it chocolate chip camo.
Yeah, everyone calls it chocolate chip. It's a
I love
6
it.
color desert.
Yeah, I love it. James, this is chocolate chip because it still works. It's still valid. Look,
Yeah, it was prominent during
Just
a
look at the
desert
TV.
storm.
Oh yeah, no. The funny thing is, I've always said like, and everyone in Airsoft wants to be unique, and they always want to do their own cool things.
I want British DPM. Swag.
And for the longest time, I would have killed to have a 6-color desert like combat set. Because I don't want to say I started it, but my guys were some of the first to wear the Swedish M90K. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Des gives me the eye roll, but I've been wearing that since like late 2014, 2015. All 4 y'all had it. Not that really matters, but I'm just saying. And so I've always loved the unique camos is what I'm getting at. And
I really just want to convince the speed softers to buy that camo.
No,
Stop
please
that
don't
again.
make everyone
I
extreme.
really,
Please
really
don't. That would ruin my.
want
That
to
would break
do
my
that.
heart. But yeah, and so I've always wanted to do like a unique, kind of tan camo. Like GMR, they did the Australian kind of Australian camo.
DPCU.
Yeah, DPCU I think is
Or whatever it is.
That was a really cool uniform, but they stole that, so I don't want to be guys who copy GMR, so I need to do my own original thing. It's this whole internal feud that I have. I'm getting a lot of anxiety with talking about it, but what I'm saying is that the 6-color desert I think would be a really cool thing to just see an entire team just rocking just that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how cool would that be?
Maybe are you from 2012?
He's from 2012, Desert Storm, but even still.
No, I got you.
Did you say 2012 Desert Storm?
No,
I don't know
I
if
said
that's
more
the same
so
thing.
Desert Storm.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about how to choose a good camo.
Okay.
So, this is my advice, and we can each talk about our advice here. So, what I like to do is, or one thing you can do, is honestly take a picture of the environment. We talked about this past. Take a picture of the environment you play in, drop it in MS Paint if you don't have a good photo editor, and just pull up the sharpness or blur, either one, all the way, and you get a real good idea of the type of colors that are in that environment.
Yeah, you get your base.
And then find a camouflage that looks something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Know where you're playing. People ask me all the time. They're like, "What's a good camo to run in here?"
But everyone sounds
And I'm like, guys, what
What
are you hiding from? Don't wear black though. Everybody.
It's funny. I had a customer come in today, and obviously he was newer, but he's like, "Why would anyone wear green plate carriers? Like, why would anyone ever want that?" I'm like, "Well, we do go outside. There's this thing called outdoor airsoft." I said it in a much nicer way than that.
So, just interrupt for 1 second. The best part is we put up a bright flashing sign around our light. We put bright flashing lights around our bathroom sign because we got sick of people asking where the bathrooms are.
So irritating.
Has it helped a lot?
It's helped a little. The funny thing is whenever someone asks where the bathrooms are now, we always have to hold ourselves back from being like, oh, right down under the right under the bright flashing restroom sign
Yeah, no, I was. So you see the flashing sign right there, right through that
I
hallway.
did that.
And
People looked at me the other day. Des looked at me when I was in staging. I was like, they were like, do you have bathrooms? I was like, do you see that bright flashing sign? And Des is just walking by me.
Literally,
shaking
like,
his head.
you walk
I was
in
like,
first thing I
I was like, it sounded like a dick. I definitely did.
I just say, yep.
I try to say, there's that white door down, all the way down that hallway to the left, and then sometimes people are like,
It is the funniest. I've had a parent that was like, oh yeah, right down that, right through that white door all the way at the left. And she turned around, looked up, turned back, and she goes, oh, you mean under the bright flashing sign? I'm like,
yeah!
Yep.
That's the best. Dude, it's just fun.
It is great though. But anyways, and so see, I had a good question to pose. Okay. So ghillie suits. Ghillie suits are absolutely a form of camouflage, and arguably the best form of camouflage.
Yes.
And this is kind of building off your question of, the environment that you play in should reflect the camo that you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, the
Don't play in the
camo that
desert.
you're wearing.
Yes.
Yeah, it should. The
I bought
camo that
tan
you're wearing.
camo. I have to fly out to a desert to play.
Yep, exactly. The environment, your camo should reflect the environment. And so one mistake that I see a lot with people who wear ghillie suits is that they have this $500 ghillie suit that they bought offline, and it does not fit in with the environment. And one thing that I found, I had one of my friends, he's an Eagle Scout, and he takes this stuff very seriously. I'm sure if you were to be watching this stream right now, he would pick me apart and be like, James, you're a moron.
Probably.
You don't know what you're talking about. He's all about camo.
It's what happens when you have James and James.
Yeah, I mean, anything I say you can pick apart and make fun of me for. But that's aside from the fact. And what you should be doing is, when you're building ghillie, I mean, obviously you can't build a whole ghillie suit from scratch when you show up to an airsoft game. But like, if you're the kind of person that likes to put vegetation all around yourself and your weapons and stuff like that, what you should do is, instead of making something at home, you should just wait, get the proper materials to attach local vegetation to yourself. This is what I do when I go to UBG. UBG is a very unique kind of vegetation growth. And what I do is I have my kit set up with mesh and stuff like that, and I take a bicycle tube with the inner tube for a bicycle. What I do is I chop that up into little rubber bands, because it's not very flexible, but it's rubbery enough that I can still tie stuff in. And what I do is I go around and I cut up vegetation, I pull up tree bark, and I'll wrap that around my suppressor, and I'll take ferns and I'll put that on my shoulders. So if I were to be laying down, it would be at the same height of what I'm looking for. And that's one thing, it's just something I kind of wanted to just point out. I don't know if you guys have any differing opinions on it, but you really should, if you're going to build like a ghillie suit, or at least
My opinion is don't build a ghillie suit.
Yeah, well,
But that's
yeah.
that's besides the point. I mean, I did ghillie my gun, which in a very, very simple way, but I mean, you saw the results of it. So I admit it works extremely well. And this is coming from a guy who I've played recon my entire airsoft. I don't want to use the word career. My entire airsoft experience.
Career. At this point, we're professional.
My
airsoft.
entirety
I mean,
of
I
playing
guess.
the sport.
And I'm pretty sure I played airsoft on the clock before, so that makes me a professional airsofter at one point.
Are you a professional dodgeballer?
Actually, have I played dodgeball on the clock? I have. Yes, I have. I am a professional dodgeball player, just as I'm a professional salesman,
No, but
a professional manager,
Point is
Quite debatable.
professional delivery, professional delivery driver,
point being,
professional
so
coffee.
you're Fry.
I'm Fry.
Professional.
From Futurama.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Fry, like the
okay,
local guy Fry. I'm
No,
like, David, what is?
No,
What has he
no.
done?
Fry from Futurama.
Yeah, just so you know, when you went on a long rant, I spaced out because I'm trying to reply to a customer who was asking questions, and I was just like, I just heard it was like something about rubber bands. I was like, that's the one thing.
And
I
then you hear me
tuned
say
in for.
professional manager, and you're like, that's where you're wrong.
That's where you're wrong.
No, but returning to what I was saying is someone I've played recon for the last, 10 years or so I've been playing airsoft, and maybe 9, either way. I hate ghillie suits. Like, yes, they work fantastically well, but I've seen both my team and enemy team, it's not that they're not calling hits to be mean, they just don't feel them. And it's one of those things that just doesn't work in airsoft. It works great, just not in airsoft.
And another issue, I don't know if you had mentioned it, but the whole friendly fire with ghillie suits.
Oh god.
So here's another issue with the pre-built, even using vegetation, because mostly vegetation.
If you do build your ghillie suit for the area, you're not going to have a defined color.
Exactly.
You're going to get shot by everybody.
Exactly, and then, you know, he's like, oh, he's not calling my hits, and then you have this whole thing where he's like, oh, yelling friendly fire, but you're still hit, so you're still dead, and it just doesn't work.
Right.
And so, please don't wear ghillie suits to airsoft games. As cool as you feel, and as cool as it may actually be, it does not mesh with these
What
games.
about those 3D leaf suits? The ones that are, they're not like, just like those really extra, just
Those
too
are
much
like,
ghillie
what is it,
suits.
like the cry, kind of like
Okay,
half
so I will say that's okay.
That, because
Those that's very
it
easy.
still breaks up,
it still breaks up the shape. Like, yeah, the ones that are like, it's like half sleeve, like maybe back and like just
Yeah.
upper area,
And then it's like,
that makes some sense.
breaking up. That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
and I think it's thin enough that if you get hit by a pellet,
I'm
you
good.
feel it.
Okay, look up.
It's
the
pretty much a
compact-
jacket.
Look up the compact assault ghillie. It's by Cry. I've
pretty
always
much
kind of wanted to
Jake
get one.
Lyer bought one.
Yeah, was it Jake? I thought it was Chris.
No, Jake.
Oh, okay.
What is it? Compact assault ghillie?
Yep, the CAG, CAG. I'm pretty sure they also have something that's an acronym
I'm
CAG.
glad that I'm not trying to spell ghillie on this.
Yeah, something
GHILLI,
similar-
right?
Yeah, like that. Like a leaf suit. Those, like, seem to be pretty
It's
effective.
actually a little bigger.
First picture.
That's a little bigger than I think what Jake had. But either way, yeah, exactly. Something like this.
Yeah.
It's
Something that's
simple
like that.
and
But
lightweight.
you still have, you know, like if someone.
Right, it still breaks up the shape. No, see that I'm okay with.
But the color is actually looking at it now. It is multi-cam.
Jake, but look at
It
this
is
picture.
100,000%.
100,000%.
I think everybody should
You
have.
get it into
If you're gonna be
colors.
wearing a ghillie suit, it should be. You have to have a specific color. Like it sucks that you have to you have two dudes
Nope,
in a
it's only
ghillie wearing
multi-cam.
Okay,
green.
well, whatever one Jake bought. Well, either way, I
The
think
thing is, well, you wear your base camo because then once again, this is multi-cam. It blends in with
well,
your base
and
camo.
he threw a bunch of stuff on it that pulled the color darker.
Oh, okay, very cool. So yeah, that's like $150. I've always kind of wanted to get one, and it
Yeah,
does, to be fair, it does go down. It does go down further.
The one he had was a bit shorter. I'm not sure if it was that exact one. Though.
Yeah, it looks like it was.
No, it was like $150, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Either way.
still some pretty cool stuff, you know, and that's kind of like what you said, an acceptable form of a ghillie. Like if I were writing an event, I wouldn't be like butthurt if someone showed up in that, but someone showed up in like
The full suit.
yeah, the full ghillie suit.
Full
Like,
ghillie, like I get you
wow.
want to be your super special sniper thing, like you want to be super special SEAL or whatever. Like, well, actually, it was the British that kind of did the whole ghillie suit thing first, but.
That was Canada. I don't know why that was Canada. Canada's some of the best.
But I think it was. I
Who
wanna say it
did
was-
ghillie suit
It
first?
was either the Scottish.
You might be. I think you're right, Dan.
It was the British or the Scottish, I think.
The Scottish, yes.
It was the
The
Scottish.
The
in
ghillie
World
suit was
War II,
developed by
right?
Scottish gamekeepers as a portable hunting blind. Lovat Scouts, a Scottish Highland regiment formed by the British Army during the Second Boer War.
Damn.
Don't worry, yeah.
I haven't,
Very
like,
good.
I remember reading that, like, forever ago. Like, I was just like, what is
In
this?
1916, Lovat Scouts went on to become the first British Army sniper unit, and those are the guys that developed that, so British and Scottish.
Pretty cool.
Cool.
Nice. Sweet.
So, ghillie suits are cool, but you're just gonna get friendly fired all the time. And if it's one of those heavy ones, it's just a cause for problems. Like,
Seriously.
just because you can't feel yourself getting hit doesn't mean you're not hit. No.
So here's a fun,
3D ghillie will work fine, I think.
here's
Just
a
not
fun
the
topic.
Okay.
Still obviously on topic, but,
You see the word obviously is as we always stay on topic.
well, yeah, it's a very
Obviously,
Obviously, we never diverge from the topic at
Either
hand.
way.
However, I forgot how to word it. Damn, that was embarrassing. Anyways, camouflage on vehicles, such as boats and planes. Do you think that that's more form or function?
I mean, that's far outside the realm of airsoft, but
I know, well, that's why I said, like, kind of still on topic, but not
planes
really.
absolutely. Especially when they actually did that. They don't do that anymore. But when they did that, everything was site-based. So they put, when they were going over Vietnam, they would paint the top of the aircraft with like a woodland type camo.
For when it was on the
And
ground.
no, for when it's flying and you're flying above it and you look down.
You're gonna
Yes,
Like
yeah,
that.
exactly. Or when it's on like a runway. I guess a runway is pretty
Yeah,
obvious.
exactly. It's more so flying.
Yeah, okay.
And then they paint the bottom of the aircraft a gray.
Or like
it
a
blends-
bluish, so kind
not
of-
a blue, because a blue on a white cloud would be terrible. It's a gray. Because gray on a light blue sky, not that noticeable. Gray on a gray sky, not that noticeable. Gray on a dark sky, not that noticeable. So yeah, that's why aircraft you see like the F4 Phantom was probably one of the more painted aircraft because it was Vietnam era. was probably, sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. But it worked very, very well. Literally the very first picture is tiny, of course. There we go. So this.
Oh, there you go. There you see it.
This is how they paint the aircraft.
Yes.
So you can see it's gray on the bottom and woodland on the top, and when you're flying over the trees, it helps make it disappear. They'd fly low and slow until they got to their targets, so that radar couldn't detect them and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then they'd shoot up, do their attack, and come back down.
And okay, so what do you think about? Obviously, this hasn't really been done since until I think shortly after World War II. But warship dazzle camo. That's some pretty cool stuff, huh?
Wait, what?
Kind of bringing it up.
Sorry.
Warship dazzle camo is very interesting because it's supposed to break up the silhouette of a ship. Because that's, again, it's all very.
Wait, this camo?
Once again, today, it's no longer valid because
all the technology we can.
Well, now we have actual stealth ships.
Well, yeah.
But my point
from
is,
radar.
From radar. Nowadays, they see these ships beyond the horizon.
Yeah.
So sight doesn't do anything nowadays. So I feel like the idea of doing this came too late in the game. It was after World War II when it was important, when it would have been useful. So by the time, it seems like by the time at least you said it was after World War II.
Yeah, generally. It was World War I, World War II-ish. Mostly you'll see it. Actually, let's see.
Mostly World War I.
Dazzle painting was a family of camouflage used extensively in World War I. Less extent in World War II.
Definitely after World War II. Right?
I'm sorry. I apologize for that one. But it is very interesting. I mean, if you look up pictures of dazzle camo,
it's the same reason if you notice when they're doing cars, prototypes, when they're testing prototypes on the road, they put all that weird stuff on it.
So you go to the contours of it?
Yeah, that way when someone takes a picture of it, they can't depict the shape. Same idea. Makes a lot of sense. Though I would argue that might be more noticeable at the wrong times of the day. Like a gray ship on a hazy background is going to disappear. A zebra strip on a gray background is going to kind of catch your eye.
Yeah. So actually, there are some other cool things. Camouflaging ships has always been very interesting to me because they're always going to be on the water.
What's interesting is actually let me pull this up. So the first stealth ship, the test bed platform. Do you know what the biggest issue with it when it came to stealth was? Do you know what they figured out was an issue with stealth ships that they had to account for?
What was that?
With this is how you could detect not these. That's the new. So yeah, how they could figure out where the ship was.
Where?
They would point the radar at the horizon, and obviously there's waves on the horizon, so you'd see noise. And then wherever the ship was, there'd be no noise.
Oh, so you could just scan for it.
You'd scan for an absence of noise because it was so stealth that it would kill the noise of the water that water creates on radar.
Dang.
So literally,
it's too good at its job.
It was so stealth that it made it obvious where it was.
Huh. That is very cool.
It looked for a dead spot. But still a very, very cool ship, and it led to new technologies like the new Zumwalt class destroyers.
Those are cool.
Look, largest Navy stealthers, too stealthy. Apparently it's still a little bit of an issue.
Fascinating.
And so,
oh yeah, that's a good website here.
For a little fun fact, so radar, like when they're detecting these ships and stuff like that, it of course bounces off a service and comes back and then it goes through its computer. And so the reason why you see these new true stealth, like radar stealth ships and planes is because, and you see these like very geometrical kind of shapes and stuff like that, looks like something out of the future, is because with less contours and less small rivets and stuff like that, it makes it harder for the radar to pick it up. Because is that it?
Do you know why? You're not wrong yet. I want to see.
I kind of wanted to end it just around there because I know if I go any further, I would find out more knowledge.
All you said was that the weird angles make it more stealth. You said what everyone already knows. I want to see if you're adding.
Most people don't know that actually.
Wait, what?
Most people know. Most people
asymmetrical?
know it's all the weird shapes because it makes it stealth. Everyone knows that part.
Well,
That's all you've said so far. I want to see if you add more to it.
Is it because it's like asymmetrical? So like if some of the stuff's like asymmetrical, like I don't know. It's not so obvious.
I want to let James continue and then. Okay, so the reason all those weird angles make an object stealth is so nowadays they have radar absorbing materials, which is all classified junk. That does a lot of this work. But the point of the angles is that radar only returns a signature that is exactly perpendicular to the radar. Otherwise, it reflects it in a different angle. So when you hit radar to a car with like a curved surface, there's obviously a point that's perpendicular. There's a lot of points on that car that are directly perpendicular to the radar. By having all these weird angles, there's no point, or there's not no point, but whenever you have a point that is perfectly perpendicular to a radar, it's only going to be a very small area. That's why they say it's a radar signature of a bird, because that's basically the biggest plane on that plane that has, or ship in this case, that has a reflective surface in that direction is only like this big. So like the F-117, we have all these weird different angles. The idea is no matter what direction you hit that from, there was only very small panels that were perfectly perpendicular to the radar, the radar beam. And then nowadays you have things like obviously the F-22, which can look a little more streamlined. The reason being they have much more advanced radar absorbing and reflecting materials. But that's a whole other story. We're a little bit off topic.
No, that's absolutely camouflage. And I think that's
super awesome.
And I think we should go further into camouflage, into the future of camouflage, where we see such
stealth people.
Well, active camouflage.
Okay.
Active camouflage, where it uses kind of like the OLED display, the ability to emit light on a non.
I don't think that'll ever work.
Really, you don't think?
I don't think that'll ever work.
And why is that?
Well, multiple reasons. The suit would cost more money than, because it would have to not only be a OLED display that adds no light. It can't have any kind of backlight to it. So it has to be a true OLED display and extremely flexible as to not limit the soldier and cover a large percentage of the soldier's body, right?
Yep.
So you add those three things together and the suit's going to cost $1 bazillion. He's going to dive into cover and break half of it. I think the practicality on a soldier level will literally never happen, in my opinion. I think it's a whole bunch of like look how cool this thing, but it won't ever actually happen.
Look how cool, you guys.
Now,
it's like you played too many video games.
Now, something like that happening on a plane.
Yeah,
I could see.
Like
there's actually Boeing Phantom Works plane. There's a lot of people that believe it was a test bed for a active camouflage airframe. Let me see, and
that would be cool,
dude. It was the coolest looking airplane in the world. Let's see if I can find it.
Very interesting.
I
just thought,
yo.
Dude, so this was a Boeing test, again, TP. This was a Boeing test aircraft.
Dang.
It's just the coolest looking thing ever.
That's fresh.
What year was that developed?
I think early 2000s. It's already out of service. They don't even use it anymore.
Huh.
But tell me it's not the most badass looking.
That is a very pretty plane.
Intense.
There's very few pictures of it because it's like, literally they never even said what the mission of the plane was. They're like, we built it, we tested some stuff, and now it's out of commission. It's an incredibly secret plane, and that's why I love it.
One day Des will develop that,
Sounds
right?
like a side
Good
note.
luck.
One day it's there, and then one day it's not.
But
You tried it, didn't work. No side hose.
No side hose. Boeing Bird of Prey.
yeah, that's what it was called, Bird of Prey. Did
Ah,
someone comment that?
No, I'm
it's
watching
in
your,
there. Okay,
I'm watching your thing. Very cool.
Yeah, so
Playing
like I
with
said,
my-
I see it happening on vehicles. Definitely
Peoples?
not at the soldier level, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay. I just thought it was interesting to bring up.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. I think we're more likely to see the opposite at soldier level. Technology that allows soldiers to instantly recognize movement, like non-natural movement.
Well, what if someone's actively trying to camouflage themselves and not moving.
Right, then obviously it wouldn't show up, but then you'd have to use regular sight. My point is like someone moving, something like that. Obviously you have heat signatures for that. So like a combination of multiple technologies to give the soldier a single output.
Damn. Fresh.
So, but I see maybe stuff moving in that direction, but that's of course all theorizing because technology's moving like crazy.
Yeah, maybe in what, like 5 years we'll see that stuff, right?
No.
No? Really?
I doubt that.
You just said at the rate technology is increasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's increasing tomorrow.
We
That means
see a
it's
lot of stuff
increasing.
beforehand. But either way, moving forward.
Moving forward, I think now is a good time for the news.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's switch to
Oh, dang. Yeah. Forgot you did that.
Give you a link.
I'll let you discuss that real quick. I need to send you a quick message.
So, the news. What did I dig up on the news this week? I dug up one thing. And it is very, very interesting. Let me...
Wait, what is that?
It is the WeTech Glock 33. But it is not just a Glock 33. It is the advanced WeTech Glock 33. It is basically a meme pistol. And when Des decides to share with the world what I'm talking about,
Give me 1
you
second.
guys will all see.
Just keep talking about it.
Okay, so it is the WeTech G33 Advanced Gas Blowback. It does use their base, gas blowback base, I guess you could say. And it's very interesting.
It uses their base, gas blowback base.
Yes, all the bases. And it has a very, very interesting compensator and magazine extension. Once Des pulls this bad Jackson up.
Yeah, just check your message real quick, but yeah.
It's like the shark pistol.
That's
It's
fascinating.
weird.
Totally not Glock based at all, right?
No, it is. It is absolutely a Glock
I was
base.
joking about the fact that
James.
we're probably not going to get these in the U.S.
Oh, I mean, you can.
Really?
Yeah, if you get it. I'm not trying to pull the stores, but if you get it, okay. You can import it to the United
Right,
States.
my point is we can't get this in the store.
Yes. Yeah, no, I
Don't
cannot.
get it. It's
I
a
can't
trap.
order this from you, which is why I'm going to say, if you go to Airsoft.com, they have like every single WeTech G series pistol ever, and it is
That looks
glorious.
little-
They were like 90, like $70 to $110.
But
How
we
much
should
do you
totally
bet
buy
that-
the Elite Force ones instead. shouldn't
Absolutely.
they? To
How
get
much do you
warranty
bet that
and
front-
Yes,
it's
no,
a
yes,
VOC.
yes. To get actual working.
How loose do you
Glocks-
think that front?
You want something to throw on your
is
shelf, though.
How
It is cool,
loose do you
yeah.
think that thing's gonna get?
Compared
Because
to
if you scroll down,
Actually, to be honest.
it's literally just like the Dragon High
Yeah,
Capas.
exactly. Yeah.
Like they were like, oh, WeTech is like, have you seen our Dragon High Capas? It's like we've had two.
Speaking of WeTech, have we talked about the Thompson on it here
I
yet?
don't think so. I don't think so. No. It was still relatively new. I know Red Wolf put out a video on
I know I spelled Thompson wrong.
and it's pretty sick. You gotta see the, yeah. Red Wolf did a pretty sick video,
I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
but it's awesome. The thing looks like it kicks. Like, oh my god. Okay, I think. Oh, nope. I'm so blurry. Oh, okay, I'm good. No, man. I'm so
Actually, can I have audio? Yeah.
Oh, is it the Thompson?
Yeah, this thing looks awesome.
What's this camera guy doing?
Is he gonna shoot it?
Either way, it looks good. I hope he shoots it. I'll be a little mad if he doesn't. Does sound like they're at a trade show. Probably not.
Go to, yeah, the Red Wolf video.
It looked like he was shooting in this video.
Oh, maybe. Oh, he's got BBs.
So it's got a name tag.
Yes. Oh yeah, he has a box he's shooting at. There we go. Oh, it's open bolt. I didn't realize that. I guess it makes sense, but
This thing's awesome.
it does look pretty good. I see why Ryan wants one.
Yeah. Hopefully, well, whenever they decide to send that out, Ryan ordered one. But,
Nice.
so we'll probably see.
What else is in the news, James?
That was it.
I told you about the GMP transformer.
Like
G&P.
The G&P transformer. Okay, so that's like a big thing now for some reason. So G&P, what they have is they have their base.
Yeah, I remember what this is now.
So it's pretty much one of their base M4s. But what you do is you undo a
barrel.
You can literally like take off the barrel with
So
the
it's like-
front end assembly and the hop up. So it's literally you're taking off the rail and everything. It's kind of weird. It uses an AUG hop up.
what?
Fascinating.
Like I mean,
Yeah,
I get
it makes sense.
because like AUX barrels can do the same thing.
Yeah, but it's weird. So you
Yeah,
like
but
it's a
weird.
pin up front. So then you unscrew the barrel. You screw whatever
Is
like.
the M4 not Lego enough as it was?
I just like.
They needed to make it more Lego.
Like it's kind of interesting. Like it's like oh cool, you know. But at what point are you gonna need to do that on the fly? And then it's like I don't know the regulations on that. Like I could have you could have two completely different barrel setups. You use one
Well,
to pass
to be
the fire.
fair, right now you pop a pin on your upper receiver and do literally the exact same
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
To
That's
be
true.
fair, that's my whole point. Is like that seems like a lot of work to get rid of a single part.
True.
Literally, all they're getting rid of is the upper receiver. That whole process,
Yeah. It's
in
it's
terms of
just-
things you change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like they're like, wow, it's super cool. It's super. It's like it's cool. It's interesting.
But
it's
it's-
innovative.
I'm
But
not
like,
sure how
there's
useful it is.
like the practicality is zero. How many times you go on the field that you're gonna need an extra inch of an extra?
I don't know. I heard an
of
extra
barrel.
inch goes a long way.
Yay!
So speaking of G&P innovation, what you really want if you're buying a G&P product is their car wheels, right?
What? What? Wait a second.
So let's see. Oh wait, did they get rid of them? Wait, this is
What is that?
no. They used to sell car wheels. It was hilarious.
That's great.
But I am not seeing their website anymore. Sad face. Let's see. Wait, GP.
Hello.
Anything else in the news or anything else you want to discuss while I'm trying to find this, James? Because I'm distracted.
I mean, I already looked for,
Or maybe any more camo talk?
Camo top.
Well,
See, Dan, I wish I had a mustache that I could twirl like that.
or a beard to stroke.
Or be just true.
Maybe
But
if you put some
I've already
effort
given
in.
up. I was about to say I've already given up on.
Speaking
on
of
that
face,
front.
that's face camouflage right there. So you change
Face camouflage?
Face, yes.
No.
See, this blends in with my surroundings better than your pale face does.
True.
My pale face. Wow, you really gotta bring up skin complexion in there? Jeez.
Well, maybe if you weren't
Yeah.
like super pale.
Have you met me? Of course I am.
You're super pale.
What, pale?
My stomach
Dick.
is too. What?
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 Me? Who?
But okay.
Camo.
I think I just saw Dan's cum face.
Camo patterns.
Speaking of which, did any of you catch the 3-minute live stream of James's face?
Yes, then I masturbated on camera.
Don't say that.
Don't
You
say
don't
that.
have to
Now
say
there, okay. In all seriousness, there goes our monetization.
Masturbating on camera.
Yeah, but look.
Woo!
No, what am I saying?
GMP.
GMP.
This, and my favorite part is all the airsoft guns in the background.
That is so weird.
That is
What do
weird.
you mean?
Look, literally all the toy guns in the background.
That is so ridiculous.
I mean, I guess if they have the manufacturing equipment, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Look, there we go. Get it for your, what is this, a Suzuki?
That is pretty great. The thing is, those are pretty fresh.
They don't
too.
look bad.
They're not the worst.
saying. That's the best part. I noticed this years ago. I was seeing if you could order from GMP directly because they did
good
the
one.
stupid e-bike thing that Crytek did. So I was seeing if we could order from them directly.
GMP.
And I was looking through all their categories, and I came across their wheels, and I'm like,
That's fascinating.
what? Dude, what if your wheel was incredibly unbalanced because it said Off-Road Challenger on it? How cool would that be?
Does it really? It's like say it. Big letters.
What?
Nice.
You would be the coolest Mazda 3 around.
No. And for those of you who are wondering, since I kind of left off at masturbating on camera, I was messing around with some streaming software. I'm trying to beef up my computer so it can be the best streamer that possible.
In reality, he needs to beef up his internet.
Yes. So
as we learned, if you watched the gaming stream the other day,
It's pretty bad.
yeah, so if you go to our YouTube channel and you look at our gaming stream, it's pretty bad.
and you look at my camera, then only the play quality is bad.
Yeah. I'm over here capping fools. Not really. I was pretty bad that night.
We were all terrible.
Yeah,
because
we were
you're
all-
talking and playing at the same time.
Yeah, talking
Can't
play
do
did
it.
not go well. But even still, so I messed around with this and I clicked stream on my thing, but it never says that I'm live on YouTube. And it turns out that I was sending data to YouTube live for a solid 3 minutes on the Battlefield 1 home screen. So there's just me and my face just staring at the computer screen for a solid 3 to 5 minutes. It's just this really, really great thing. I get it.
So I get home at like 1 in the morning, and I go on YouTube to just check like if there's any good videos before I go to sleep. And I see a post from Extreme, and it's just James's face, and I'm like, oh, did he stream some video game content? And I was also thinking, did he stream some video game content without me? But then I'm like, wait, the video's only 3 minutes long. Then I scrub through the video, and it's just his face the whole time. I was waiting at the end of the video for you to be like, oh shoot, but you didn't, it just ended.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that, because then I would have deleted it immediately.
So I sent him this big angry text.
Yeah, okay. And the one Sunday night that I'm awake at 12:50 at night, Des messages me this really nice message. I'm really in bed, and I look at my phone, and Jesse's like, "What? What is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I fucked up." I get out of bed, I get my laptop, I'm like literally half asleep. I'm like, ah. And the thing is, in order to delete a video on YouTube, you have to dig.
Yeah, it have to be on a computer. You cannot do it from your mobile.
Deep in there. It's
Yeah.
a whole thing. And it was just, and so I watched this video before I deleted it. I'm like, wow.
There was like 64 views.
Yeah, it had like 60 views and 4 thumbs up and 0 thumbs down.
The memes.
Someone definitely just like looked at that and they're just like, wow, great.
What a
Thumbs
idiot.
up.
Some people are like, this is the content we're looking for.
Welcome to working with James.
At least it's not as bad where I put spelling mistakes on flyers like previous employees have. Or spelling mistakes on
Or
patches.
everything in the store, the
It's
401 Milsha.
Miltia.
Miltia.
If you are part of 401 Miltia, give this video a thumbs up because you have to be an old school player here to know what that means.
I think I still have my patch sitting at home. I remember that.
I need to get one of those patches.
It was
bad.
I was mad the day of, but looking back, it's one of the best moments is because we got these patches in. It was like one of the first. It was the first custom extreme patch we ever did. We ordered like 500 of them, and everyone's all happy. Fuge threw one on his hat. Vinny had one on his hat. I had one on like my backpack or something like that. And I'm working in the store with Vinny, and he gets I see him get a text. And this was back when we were a little less strict about the cell phones in the store. And I see him get a text from across the store, and I see him scrolling through it with like a confused face. He takes his hat off really slow, and he looks at his hat, and just throws his phone down and whips the hat across the floor off the store. All pissed off. Because apparently what happened is Fuge was at his house, was his girlfriend at the time, and she's like, why does your hat say 401 Miltia? What does that mean?
Oh.
And Fuge was like, no, it says militia. And she goes, no, it says Miltia. And he took off his hat, and it was like, what?
That's so bad.
And he texted Vinny, and Vinny got the text, read it, and saw his hat, and
threw it across the store.
I remember when I first got one of those patches, I was so confused. I was like,
the best part.
I was like, I hope they know he spelled it wrong. I didn't know that Vinny was that much of, just he spelled everything wrong.
I love you, Vinny, but it was such a moment.
Then you started working here, and then you just see everything in the store. You're like, what's a flash suppressor? I'm just like, FL, flash, you're just like, everything is spelled wrong, and you need to go back and redo everything.
My favorite is the tactical butt pads, because because when we used to put in product names, it was butt pads to go on the back of your stock to make it more cushioned.
Right.
But they were like OD, so they were tactical butt pads, and that's what it says on the
Tactical butt pads. For those of you who are always at 100% operational capacity while taking a shit. It's like a Molly like toilet cover.
The best part is it's like you look at the tag and you're like, well, it's not wrong.
True.
There's so many better ways to word
You
it.
could have said that a better way, definitely.
Like stock cushion.
Dog pushing. No, tactical
butt pad.
Butt pads.
Tactical butt pads.
Wait till you guys do it, because that was the last time we did inventory, is when we found all that stuff. Wait till
Oh
we
my
do
God.
inventory this month.
I'm so triggered.
But yeah, no, it should be fun.
There's so many things. You're just like,
Oh, like crying, dude. Some funny moments. There's been some great moments
That's-
right here. Oh, God.
Good times.
The best.
all right, favorite camo patterns
Yes.
that are favorite non-US camo patterns,
Yeah, what is your...
other than M90, because you run it. That's cheating. If you run it, you can't say it.
All right.
Ooh.
What is?
You can do it for practicality or look.
You know, I do like the Oscam. Oscam is pretty mint,
Oscar.
but I
also
also do like Flectard quite a bit.
I would say oh God, I've just been digging on. I kind of been digging on the British GPM. It looks pretty sweet, but I also dig on that Troppentarn. Once Isaiah said that, Isaiah told me Troppentarn a while ago. I was like, por favor, give me.
Troppentarn is
Troppen what? Is gay?
It's bae.
Oh, I thought you said
Is
gay.
bae.
Troppentarn, it looks pretty sweet. Like, if I did German kits, I would totally want to do that. But British DPM, I don't know if the DPM specifically, but I think that's a desert one, so I want on that.
And my preference, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the Russian camouflages.
Russian camos, you can't be. they all have so many names. The Flora, I think. Maybe. I don't remember what the name
There's
is.
so many out there.
It's literally, you show up, you're just like.
Actually, I just saw a really cool camo. My boy Dom, Dominic Little, he showed up with this Italian Vegetato camo.
Oh, the Italian Vegetato was flaming.
Throw me a link.
Yeah, I got you. It's interesting. It's the Italian. It's a mix of so many different camos.
The Vegetato
It's like
is pretty.
Here, I'll just send you a picture because it's the best way to describe it is just through pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, the Vegetato looks pretty good.
It is cool though, and it's definitely unique enough that like if you rolled like a squad deep in that in a Milsim game, everyone will copy you.
Yeah, like it's super interesting.
It is a
You
very
should
cool
gotta
game.
love when everybody copies you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, I would just love if in Airsoft, you know, a certain team did like their own camo, and you just left it at that. Like, okay, that's really cool, unique, props to them.
You run out of camo so quickly, though.
And then you do your own thing, and you be unique by yourself. instead
But
of having
like,
to
you
copy
run out of
others.
camo so much, though.
Yeah,
See,
because
how?
you have to remember, no one has ever run M90 camo. Because in the act of copying other militaries, it's mean if you copy someone copying other militaries.
I give
And
that.
you have to respect the fact that Durka invented M90.
We
Yeah,
did.
they did. I've
We
heard-
invented Airsoft.
They
the OGs
definitely
made that up.
copied no one else.
invented Airsoft M90.
Yeah.
Well, then you run into the thing that you can't run that much. Like, you run into the issue. It's accessibility of camo. Like, if you're starting a team, like you ain't got. I ain't got mad though. I'm not gonna try to
looks like
drop.
you gotta wear a basic bitch camo. Looks like you're wearing that Woodland.
Wyatt's playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
He is.
Because that's part of it. Like when we did, like it's awesome to have the M80, the M81, because it's just super accessible. There's so much M81 out there that you're just like, everybody in the world can get Woodland,
exactly.
and it's super cheap. You go to Armenian surplus store, you get a full setup for like cheaper than $50. But then you can move on to the swankier camos.
And then you do your research. Like I've never seen anyone show up in Vegetato camo until.
Never in my life. I didn't even know that was a camo. So
Exactly. So there's millions of
Props to
camouflage
Dom.
camos to discover, and it should be on you to pick a unique one for yourself.
True.
To be fair, when Taylor Avenatti started whatever the team was called.
Who?
We
What?
did. It was a team I was on years and years. Me and Adam and Jake were on years and years and years.
Jeez,
ago.
you've been on quite a few teams for someone that doesn't like teams.
Well,
That's
I
probably
don't
why he doesn't want to be. That's the reasoning.
Thank you, Dan.
Somebody who
But that
used to
wasn't-
be on a lot of teams is no longer really on any teams.
Because I don't like teams. Thank you, Dan, for
for putting the pieces.
Yes.
The puzzle was put together right there. I was just like the one that just said what it was.
But it was, I didn't see anyone before us ever run subdued urban digi, and that was
Because it's a horrid camo.
Wait,
You know,
what?
it works
Subdued
at
urban
night.
digi?
We
Wait,
played a
wait,
lot of
wait,
night
wait.
games.
What do you mean subdued?
It's like
urban
that
digi?
black, gray, and blue camo
Right.
for urban scenario. It's digital black.
I
camo.
agree, it's not a great camo, but I was hopefully impressed. Also, you're like, be original, but also pick the best camouflage.
Hey, it's hard to be perfect. Like,
What does that mean?
It is awfully hard.
What does it mean,
But deal with
everybody?
Point is,
Oh.
it works, like I said, not the best camouflage.
Okay.
I'm not pretending it's a good camouflage, but I didn't see anyone else run it, and we ran a lot of night games before it was cool to run night games kind of thing. And
That's pretty.
before everyone and their brother had night vision.
That's pretty nice.
And it actually worked really, really, really well at night.
I like the camo.
There's no
pattern.
point I was standing in a trail and someone on a different squad came up to me. I went to go lean against me and I took, because he was putting his hand out, so I took a step back and he's like, "Fuck, dude, I thought you were a tree."
I like the MW2 Urban. Or wait, no. Yeah, I like the look of that. It's pretty flamed.
What is it?
The Modern Warfare Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 Urban camo. I just like that.
Well, it's MW2.
The MW2 Urban, dog. I like the look of that. Yeah.
Oh, the red camo.
The red camo. I feel the hate. It's okay. It's all good. I'll take it.
But we are approaching that time in which we need to wrap up.
I think it's about time to poo, because I gotta poo.
I took care of
So,
that.
moving forward.
By Tuesday night, 9 p.m.
I don't want to forget, we should talk about the expo for anyone still watching.
Yeah.
We don't have a date for yet, but do you want to spend some time explaining what the expo is, since you and Fry, the Airsoft ambassador, will be the two people kind of heading it up.
Okay,
Yeah,
the expo is going to be very cool. We're looking into having it here once again for the third year in a row. We still have a few details to work out in terms of space and all that stuff. Space, yes. Space and all that stuff. But what you can see here is that it's going to be really cool. If you guys have a team or and you want to display your stuff, it's a great place to recruit. Also, I get hundreds of questions, not hundreds, but I do get asked very frequently.
Literally hundreds.
Thank you, Des. Of questions of I see players that have been playing here for a while. They'll come up to me or one of the store employees and they'll be like, "Hey, how can I join a team? I see a lot of these guys. They have teams. Like, how do I approach these guys and ask them?" And first of all, I say just go up and ask them. What are you waiting for? But also, you may not see the team that you're looking for on any given Saturday. What the expo does is it helps take all these teams from around the area, different flavors. You get your speed soft teams, your hardcore milsim teams, and your casual teams. You see everything in between. And they will set up a booth and recruit. You get to talk to the guys, the leaders behind the teams. You get to do all that, and it's really cool, really great experience. A lot of times they show up their kit. Last year we had a team that has not one, but 2 Humvees show up, and they all were decked out with night vision. These are obviously adults who have a lot of disposable income, this. I'm not hard complaining about that in any way, shape, or form. I'm extremely envious of them. But you also see fields and other stores show up as well, and that's one of the best things. It's a very community-based event. We invite all stores. I mean, of course, it is hosted at Extreme, but yeah, that's because we have the space for it. And we are more than welcoming to have any outside stores and organizations come here. We even give you the option to sell your stuff.
That's true, yeah.
Honestly, we're cool with it. In fact, we encourage it. We encourage you to show up and sell patches to your place. We would love it. It's all a very community-based thing. We're here for you guys. We're here to bring obviously more people into our door. I think that's, you know, people will say, oh, well, you know, it's like they're just in it for the business when they say community.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously there is something to gain in terms of the business. But genuinely, this place is run by people who care about Airsoft and these surrounding people.
This is about growing
community.
Like, it's about growing the
That's what we're
community.
about.
It's bringing everybody together. That's why we invite the stores. If there's stores in the area, like, I know that there are some people that have never heard of Extreme Airsoft. I know that there are some people that have probably never heard of, you know, Stronghold or Battleground Z or Tactical, like any of that. And that's just a good way to kind of consolidate everybody in the Northeast, come to one place, and somebody in the area that's willing to drive or something, be like, you know what, make a day trip out of it. Now they can go, they come here, they're like, wow, look, I didn't know that the community was so large, just how many stores and fields we have represented out there. And then teams, of course, you know, teams are always welcome. It's nice to talk to teams, because if you're some of a younger player, you know nothing about Airsoft, or the quote-unquote the milsim side of things, like going to these events, what do you need, what, you know, what you're supposed to do, all of these things, like that's super helpful too. Like a lot of the customers come here and they're super appreciative to these guys, and they'll chat them up about going to the events. What kind of gear do they require? What do they run? You know, all of these things. So it's super cool, and you get to learn a lot. And I don't know, it's always a really cool event. Like it's about the community.
It's a good time.
It's about all the homies out there. You know,
Exactly.
for all the real ones. For you. But yeah, so that's the expo. So hopefully you guys will be able to come out, and then hopefully other stores. I know teams, usually we have a really decent turnout with teams that want to reserve booths. We're going to have that as well. But teams, stores will definitely have priority, but we're going to get everybody out there. So even if you don't get a table, you just show up to show out. And we're still going to have regular gaming, whatever that day is. So if it falls on a Sunday, Saturday, probably Sunday. We're still going to have our normal gaming hours going on, so you'll be able to play, and then between games, lunch break, dip out. You can go talk to whoever you want to, chat them up. Usually there's raffles, so just be ready. Just watch out. It's going to be fun, so definitely check that out. So then let's talk about the other events that we have coming up as well. So Pistol Shotgun Night, like I said, is the 19th of this month. Pistols and shotguns only, depending on how our Facebook poll goes, which you can just go to our homepage. It's in the description below. Or if you're on Facebook, just click on our name.
Yep.
And then you can place your vote, and depending on how it goes, we'll introduce regular gas blowback rifles, non-Titmans or anything, into the arsenal.
Which I should actually mention why we want to do that. So this is to give a venue for those of you like myself who really like the idea of playing with gas blowback rifles. And a lot of the employees here say the same thing. If this night exists, we'll all go buy gas blowback rifles so we can join in on it. And this is to give a venue for those who want to play with gas blowback rifles without being at an extreme disadvantage compared to the rest of the players. No pun intended, the extreme common. And in the future, if there are enough players playing with gas blowback rifles, it may become its own night, which would be very fun in itself.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, like you said. Like gas blowbacks, it's a like we all talked about it. It's a different.
It's just a different game. It's not even the same Airsoft anymore. No. It's different mindset, different play style, different tactics. Everything changes. And if you've never played a game against only gas blowback or only limited magazine like gun types like that, you are missing out on such a huge part of Airsoft that you will not have more fun then. In all seriousness, even the guys out there who like to play the speed softer roll and all that stuff, I get it. That's a lot of fun too, but you should try out a limited capacity system. It changes everything. And if there is enough interest, we could start with a gas blowback only night, but my concern is only having 2 or 3 people showing up and having it not be as much fun for them. This is an opportunity for people to get their foot in the door, see if they like it, things like that. Yeah. And then, again, we'll probably separate the nights again in the future. So like I said, go on that poll. Let us know what you think. I'm very, very interested in your opinion. And we'll go from that. I'd love to see it happen because I would love to see Gaspel Black play come into the mainstream.
Yeah, and then we'll bring in some more Gaspel Wax swag.
If we decide to do this, we'll bring in more Gaspel Black rifles for sure. It's like I said. I mean that UMP. We've had it on the stream before. That Gaspel Black
UMPs
from Elite Force would be the most perfect candidate for an indoor system.
Absolutely.
And honestly, if we do this Gas Black only night, I'll go buy one. I've been on the edge of buying one for so long that I will absolutely go buy one because they're so incredible, plain and simple. And then finally, we can't forget to plug our membership. So this went live at the beginning of the stream, basically. What?
We just skipped over everything, all the other events that we're doing.
I thought you already talked about D-Day.
No, not in the outro.
Oh, whoops. All right, well.
We'll do it quick. So Adult Night is the 20th of this month, so it's the next day after Pistol Shotgun Night, 6 p.m. to midnight. Only going to cost you $20 to play. If you want to play from 11 a.m. to midnight, it's going to be $35, so you pay an extra $10 to get an extra 3 hours, which is pretty crazy. So just show up for that. 18 plus, only 400 FPS, no safety kills, bunch of other cool things. Limited on the lighting, requests from you guys for music, more interesting game modes. Martin Luther King Day gaming, Monday, January 15th, so that's next Monday. So come out, gaming from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., no Nerf in the morning. So just show up for that. $15 for standard admission, $35 for rental, so it's going to be that same weekday rate for the same hours you get on a Sunday. Pretty sweet. And then we have our D-Day event, February 11th. That's going to be on a Sunday. It's going to be our World War II, obviously.
Pre-reg time for once.
Pre-reg is up. We're ready to go. So you can either be the Allies, or you can be the Axis, or you can be the U.S. and the British, or the Germans and the Germans. Pre-register, you save $5 and you get to reserve whatever team you want to be on.
It's a Milsim heavy event.
Milsim heavy, lots of intense missions. They're going to be longer than natural, longer than they normally are. It's going to be role players. There's more elements that are going to be in play that are going to kind of take the game to a different level than what you will see on a normal Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we can talk the membership thing.
So, like I said, can't forget to plug this at the end. It'll save you, basically, this is here to save you guys a lot of money.
Mad
spends. And I'm actually going to take the time to go through the whole thing again. If you were to see the beginning of the stream, feel free to kill the stream at this point. But we're going to go through it again in a minute. It'll take because it's brand new again as of an hour and a half ago. So again, I'll go through the benefits real quick and then the prices. So in the past, I'm sure you've come through. You've seen our Assault and Frago packs. Those have been 5-pack admissions for weekday or weekend gaming. And you can either get a rental or a regular play. I can hear my mouth, it's really annoying. And those just got you a limited number of regular admissions, didn't count for events, anything like that. Those will not be available on the website. Those will be in-store only still. However, the rest of these will be available right through our website. And actually, the only way to do it is right through our website.
Yeah, true.
PayPal. We can't do it in-store. But moving forward, like I said, the new ones are you can buy just a single 1-month membership. That's, I believe, $85. So obviously, if you came twice a weekend, it'd pay for itself.
True.
More than pay for itself. If you came once a weekend, it'd pay for itself.
Absolutely.
And with that, you get unlimited number of entries in a 1-month period from the day you started to the day you ended. I mean, from the day you started, 1 month onward. And yeah, and that's the only benefit it comes with is the unlimited memberships. The unlimited entries. And then
unlimited memberships.
And then if you buy a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month membership, you get the same as a 1-month membership with the added benefit of a rules pass. And for now, that's going to be a 1-week pass. So if you watch the rules video on Friday, you don't need to watch it on Saturday or Sunday. If you watch it on Sunday, well, if you watch it on Sunday, that doesn't really get you anywhere. It's per weekend. And in the future, that may, hopefully with any luck, expand to a 1-month time span. I assume you can remember the rules for an entire month, but we'll have to experiment with that and see how it goes. I know some of you have seen the rules video.
Hopefully, if you play her enough, you've already seen the rules video a million times.
Exactly. Probably more times than I have hairs on my beard. Probably Probably, yeah.
Years.
Definitely more times than James has on hairs on his beard.
Yeah!
Maybe my hair follicles or hairs on my beard?
Hairs on your beard. So finally, honestly, the best deal you're gonna get, and this is on purpose. People are wondering why would we charge less for like a per month thing like this, but trust me, it's for reasons, and you make the best deal you're gonna get is the EFT membership. So EFT stands for Electronic Fund Transfer. You do this by subscribing through PayPal. It'll charge your PayPal account, which could be connected to a credit card, debit card, bank account, whatever. It'll charge that $60 per month, or $90 if you need rental gun. And that gets you all the benefits. So obviously the unlimited entries, you can come as often as you want, as long as there's actually gaming happening.
True. Yes.
The rules video pass. It also gets you free admission to our special events, and I believe including the August event, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
whoa!
and if you need a pre-register, you just tell us in the store. We'll
If
throw
you
you on
came
the
to
list.
all of the events, like, oh my god.
Right. And so usually our events, if you know, cost a little bit extra because we include lunch. It's a lot of fun.
So you'll save
it requires
6
a lot more
events
effort.
at $30 at least. It's $180
Right.
for a whole. Wow, dude.
And then,
That's
really,
nice.
in my opinion, stay on the couch, please. In my opinion, what's one of the best benefits is the guest pass. So to be clear, this guest pass is only for someone who has not been here before. If we have a waiver on file for them, then they don't get to play for free. But once a month, you're allowed to bring a guest, and they get a full rental gun and a full day's admission completely free. And that's perfect for those friends of yours that are like, I don't know, Airsoft seems kind of cool, but I don't want to spend $50 on something I might not like. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't blame them.
it's a good amount of money. I can't blame them in the least. But now they get to try it totally free.
That's awesome.
And if you have more than one friend that wants to do that, just bring a new friend every month, and hopefully you can build your crew that shows up with you every week.
Team.
And yes, exactly. Down below, like I said, just going over the prices again real quick. For EFT, best deal of the setup, $60 a month. You simply come over here, you fill out your info, just like so, and you click subscribe, and it'll charge you then, and it'll charge you once a month after that. And what was I going to say?
Startup fee.
There is an activation fee of $35. It's pretty standard with the EFT memberships. First time you come in after activating the membership, well, first time you come into play, if you just stop by to say hello, we're not going to be like, you owe us $35. But first time you come into play after activating the EFT membership, there'll be an additional $35 fee. It's just an activation fee, and then you'll never have to pay that again as long as you don't cancel your membership. So all the details can be found on our website, extremeairsoft.com/membership, and you'll see a nice little note from us as well after you sign up.
Yes.
That's cute.
James spent some time putting that together for
I
you.
did. Because I love you all.
Take advantage, save some money.
And like I said, you can see all the details online. Again, going through the prices, EFT is $60 a month, $90 rental. A 1 month pass is $85, $125 rental. 3 month is $225, $325 rental. 6 month is $400, $600 rental. And finally, a 1 year pass is $750 or $1,100 rental. And if you do the math, 60 times 12 is $720. So you still save money doing EFT over a full 12-month pass.
With all the benefits you would
With the extra benefits that come with it as well. James is going to break something at this rate.
Man,
Damn.
play a lot of Airsoft without blowing
yeah,
all those
right.
doubloons.
Right. So, like I said, that basically wraps up the stream. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see a few memberships come through very soon.
Yeah, gang.
And yeah, see you later.
See you guys.
Flip over to the main screen to give you a proper goodbye. And again, keep looking forward to that episode 52 where James stays awake because he'll be drinking.
Yes.
We're going to be having a little bit of fun on episode 52, I should say. And we are going to save our random stream for that episode. So you may notice our past streams, every 10 we do a random stream. They'll be pushing 2 episodes this time. And we'll actually have a topic next week, which I think we actually already know. First time in a while we planned in advance.
Yeah,
Let's
super
go.
in advance.
Well, we know it's going to be one of, let me look up my list I have going. It's going to be, this actually gives you a highlight for the next few streams coming up. Oh wait, never mind, I sent it on the wrong account. You tell us, it's on your Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Oh, would you send it from that? Okay.
I sent it from the other
Yeah,
account.
yeah, yeah. I got you.
Let's see if the internet wants to work out here.
You've literally been watching the stream the whole
One of the ones
Yeah,
we...
well, my messages aren't loading, so.
Okay, well, we have a topic. We'll tell you soon.
Yeah, literally
Right now.
chat like isn't loading. Like there isn't even a sidebar on my thing for chat.
Oh, good. Good. All right, bye.
All right, see you guys.
See you guys later.